Everyone. My name is Chetan Singh. I'm a trainer with SCC Online. Along with me, I have my colleagues, Mr. Rajesh Raina and Ashish Razdan. So together, we'll be taking you through this entire software, how to access SCC Online, how to remotely access SCC Online and other databases also. Uh, this session, though we are naming it as SCC Online session, however, considering that the methodology of research, of legal research, remains the same, irrespective of which software do you use, barring few features that are specific to a particular software, everything the legal research remains the same. So whatever that we are going to be talking about, you can also try to replicate the same learnings in other softwares. As far as things are concerned, which are very specific to SCC Online, we will mention it out loud that this is only in SCC Online, and so you can make more use of it. So first thing first, you will be. I'm gonna show you how do you access SCC Online. When you're not in the university. I'm sure everyone knows how to access the software when you are in the university. That is, you go to your go to SCC Online webpage, and automatically there will be an IP access option which will be available over there, and you can take it. You just click over there, log in, and straight away it will be IP login, and you can get going with it. Considering that you are not in the campus and the IP access that you're using, the internet access that you're using is not from the university, it's your personal internet. It is difficult for the SCC Online or any other company, database company for that matter, to recognize that are you an authentic user or not. So the authentication to authenticate you as as a valid user, a remote access comes into place. So now you just check. You should open your mailbox, the mail that you use that you have given to your university, the mail ID. Open over there and look for myloft.xyz. Now, when you do that, remember that you might have got this email like 2-3 weeks back, or probably a month back as well, because we had sent that email last time, and it might have landed into your junk folder or a spam folder, considering the extension that it has, that is XYZ. A lot of times we like intentionally, sometimes the software does it, the mailbox does it, it sends it into the junk folder. So just go and
May
check
I
it,
interrupt? Yeah.
ma'am.
Chetan, can that mail be sent again to the students, because
I've
some
already
of the
done that.
students had, yeah, some of the students got a late admission. Sometimes
Okay.
after February also they had taken the admission, so they
Mhm.
might not be having the login credentials. We have shared the list of all our students with you
Yes.
a few weeks back only. I think 2-3 weeks back only. If you
Mhm.
can please send the same mail to all of them again, please.
No worries. So while we are talking, Mr. Kapoor has already, have done that work. So they would be receiving an email right away. And as far as the access is concerned, that is something that we'll talk in a bit. So So everyone, you will be receiving an email right away, because while we are talking, one of our senior member is already sending out these emails to you. It's been sent by through the server. So don't expect SCC Online as a sender. Please expect myloft.xyz as a sender. Once you get that email, it'll look like this. It'll say, your name over here, and just to quickly glance through it and get to the main point, that is set password. You click on set password. It'll open up into your Google Chrome or your Microsoft Edge, whatever it is. It opens like this. Mr. Raina will just log out. So it shows to show it to you how it looks like when you land up on this page. Now, once you click on set password, that means your ID is already registered. You just need to set your password to access it out, right? Mr. Raina, can you just sign out from this? Yeah, and there we go.
So I'm sorry to interrupt. I just tried doing it and it says that the link has expired. So will a new link be sent or
Divya, like we were just discussing that the free access, the complimentary access has been taken off, like
all
Ashish
right, all
mentioned.
right.
That's a
Okay.
topic of discussion that we'll take offline.
But then we have our subscription till I think August September. I do not think
SAC
it will
subscription is different
expire.
than this. SAC
Okay.
subscription is different than this.
Okay.
This is a different one. So I'll explain that, one-to-one, maybe sit down, you, Ashish, and I will sit down on it, and we'll take it off, and I'll give you all the insight of it. For the students, right now, just give it like a 3-4 days time, or wait for the direction coming from the management. Once you have the direction coming from management saying that you can use MyLoft, then you have to follow this process. If you do it right away, it will give you some error. But I'm just giving it off to you so that because we don't have to wait, we don't have to like meet up again after 3-4 days just for this small bit. Okay. So once you click on that link, it will come on this screen. When you say set password, it says select your institute. Now you have to search for SCC Online. In case if your college name is not appearing. So what we do is initially when we're setting it up, we put it on for SCC Online for a couple of days to set it up. And once the setup is complete, then your college name will appear over here. Okay, so you can do it accordingly. Now we just your Mr. Raina's ID is this one. So that's what he's doing over here. So over here, the set password option, the password option would be blank for you because you'll be setting it up for the first time. For Mr. Raina, he's already set it up, so it's already there. You click on sign in, and you get to the software. Now, once you come over here, once it loads up, it will give you a landing page, which will have columns on the left side, and the bigger column, the right column would be a bigger one than the left one. Now, if you see the left column, it says e-resources. That's what these databases are. These are e-databases, right? So you click on e-resources, then you take the second sub option, that is databases. And there we have SCC Online. You click on SCC Online. It opens up into a different window, the website that would have opened directly from Google. But when you click on login, it will give you an option of, it will give you two options, user login and IP login. Now, if you would skip this option, if you skip this process of remote access, you would only end up getting the ID and password option. You will not get the IP option over here. IP option is coming because you have followed that process and the authentication has already been done. Now, once you come over here, IP login, it will ask for you to put in your login ID. That will be your normal email address, whatever that email address that you're using. And you can simply click on login now. Like, let's suppose there's a case that
So the
it
students,
says,
you need to, one moment, students, you need to log in through your ADYPU email ID only. You cannot enter your private email IDs over here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, Chetan.
So once you do that, if it lets you go in, then it's all good. In case it says the login ID is not registered, because you'll be not from the university, you'll be coming from a different IP, then all you have to do is, it's a one-time registration process. Mr. Anna, could you just go back? We'll show them again where is the register option. So right below the login now, it says register here. We click on this one, and it'll ask for your login ID and your full name. So that's all you have to put in. You say register and login, and you'll be registered over here. The next time you come in, you just have to put in your login ID and you'll get access to. The reason why we ask for your login ID is because your researches that you've done in the previous session will get stored over here. Second, you can make your own folders. And then, the entire history of whatever searches, not only the word search, but also the party name search, everything that you've done is intact over here. So you're not wandering around the next time you log in, figuring it out that, oh, what was the last time I was searching? I don't remember the keywords or the party names. That all is done over here. And when you do this, you will end up on this particular page. Now, Mr. Anna, could you click on the second one, the second tab next to SCC Online icon on the browser before HeinOnline? Yeah. So this is the website looks like. If you click on data coverage quickly and click on web edition, I'm going to quickly go through this to let you know what all databases that we cover in this particular software. I'm not going to go through, the systematically, the as per how it is written. This is why I'm showing it to you. You can go in detail, in depth of it whenever you have time. I'm just going to quickly browse through it, verbally rather than showing it to you. So we have all the Supreme Court judgments from the inception till date. We have your federal court judgments and Privy Council, which is before independent judgments from 1836 till 1949. We have all your high courts. We have few handpicked judgments of district courts, which were really like landmark judgments. So those have been put in over here. Then we talk about Privy Council and Federal Court, that is before independent judgments, which were the apex courts, right? Privy Council, and then for some time, Federal Court was also an apex court before Supreme Court came into existence. But then you have a lower, we also had a lower provincial courts, which were which are now tagged as a historical courts, like Pepsu, Awadh, Lahore, Lower Burma, Upper Burma. All these courts were lower provincial courts. So those are available over here. Then various tribunals and commissions like APTEL, TDSAT, Consumer Court, Labor Court, all these tribunal judgments are also available over here. Then you have under Indian statutory law, if you quickly click on it, you have your central acts, you have your state acts, you have your rules and regulations, state-wise and center-wise. Then you have circulars, notification instructions, both, state-specific and what is there for the entire India. Those are available over here. Bills in parliaments, not the live parliamentary debates. Do not really, get it confused with the live parliamentary debates. These are not live parliament debates. These are as the bill was introduced in one of the house or as passed by one of the houses. At that particular stage, whatever that the situation was and the documents stand at that point of time, that has been given over here for you. Then you have your constitutional order, which comes time to time. So those will be made available to you. Then apart from that, secondary material, which aids the primary source of law, which is very, very important. That is the first one, the Constituent Assembly debates, which is the backbone of the Constitution of India as we know it. Then we have your reports of commission and committees from various commission and committee reports, which do the analysis, submits a report, and basis on which a lot of new law gets formed. So one of the very important report out of this 2025 reports that we can see it over here is your Law Commission of India report. So Law Commission reports are also made available over here. Then please scroll further. We have legal articles. This includes the legal articles published in SCC, the physical volume, and also our dedicated magazine, which takes care of only articles and various other things like on the similar platform. That is Practical Lawyer. So that Practical Lawyer magazine is also being embedded into this as far as the articles are concerned. Then other reputed journals, which are from various universities and all, those are also been made available. Then your treaties, historical trials, policy documents. Policy document means documents pertaining to a specific ministry. That will be made available to you. Tiger Law Lecture, foreign cases, 24 other foreign countries information, international material. That means international courts, which are not specific to one country, but which takes care of international matters. So those kind of judgments are also made available. Now, all this is made available to you. So when you do a research, everything you can go through it in one place. Moreover, all that you're going to be accessing, nothing has been downloaded from internet. Everything has been taken from a specific department. Even for that matter, when you talk about the Supreme Court of India judgments or High Court judgments, we do not download anything. We take everything. We take all judgments certified copies. And which brings me to the next point before I go to the login screen. That is the true print. You will see the true print option a lot often in the results, which simply means that we give you a true printout. That means that the way the judgment was published in the law reports, you'll get the same copy through this software. So you don't have to run to your library to get the original photocopy of the law reports. You can take it from here itself. Second, that is the head notes. What we do is we go through the entire judgment for you, and then we get the ratio out of the case, ratio descendi, and put it into a different folder or put it into a different section. Not a folder would not be right word for this, but different section, which is just above the full text of the judgment. So rather than you going through the entire judgment, you can go through the law points. And mind it, this is not a summary of the case. These are the specific points of law which have been made available to you, and we called it as digest note. So this is what you'll be getting access to. Now let's get to the software. We already know how to log in. We have already done that. Now we are on this screen. Now this screen, Mr. Anna, could you scroll down and can show us the heading of this particular page? So we'll be referring to this particular screen as dashboards. As you can see, SCC Online dashboard. So we'll be referring to this as dashboards. So on this dashboard, you'll see that we have a Research Plus, we have My Library, we have links. Now, we will not be talking about the links today because links are the external softwares that we have with us. So we'll not be talking about that. However, Mr. Anna, I believe we do have a HeinOnline session in today's, training plan. Mr. Anna?
Yes, Chetan, sorry,
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
muted.
Yeah,
So yes, they do have the subscription plan online, and we can cover this also. Yeah.
Okay. So apart from HeinOnline, we'll not be touching all the other things because these are external softwares that we have. These are not a part of the SCC Online. But now let's focus our energies on these two. That is Research Plus and the My Library. Now understand, irrespective of the fact that you use Research Plus or use any tile for that matter, you'll be getting access to the entire.
So do we have HeinOnline also?
Ma'am, you do have HeinOnline.
Chetan.
Yes, ma'am.
Chetan.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? One Chetan, I didn't know that we have HeinOnline. Can you please send me what all things we have associated with SCC Online in my package?
We'll do that.
Please send me a mail because I didn't know that I have HeinOnline.
No worries. Now I think not only you will know, the entire students will get to know because we'll be taking a session on that. So we'll take it from there. Yeah. So we're talking about that irrespective of which style you use, you will get access to the entire database, like barring the HeinOnline because that's a different software altogether. We have to go to a different website for that. Now, when you see it says word search, find by case law, by section, find by section, find by citation, and all others, these blue tiles would require you to key in something to get the results. So it can be a party name, it can be a citation, it can be a simple word. You'll get the information from there. Then coming to the next one, My Library. My Library works literally like it just goes with the literal meaning of My Library. That is, you're walking in the library. But rather than the physical library, it's a virtual library. So like you used to go to the library and then used to, if you wanted acts, you would have used to go to a particular section of the library which had acts. If you wanted manuals, if you want commentaries, you will go to that particular section. The same thing has been done over here. So if you need to see acts, you'll click on browse acts and rules. If you want to see articles, you'll click on articles and so on and so forth, right? So in today's session, we will show you all of this and we will keep it to the basic and the intermediate level. We'll not be going too advanced in this so that you can get a hang of it. And then probably after a month or so, we can come back again and get into an advanced level of training, right? With this thought, I will just pass on the baton to my colleague, Mr. Rajesh Raina, who will be sharing all this information, in-depth features, and the methodology, how you can do research. Mr. Raina, over to you.
Thank you, Chetan. So let's begin this section with the Research Plus and My Library section. Among these two, I'll just show you one option in the My Library section, that is Browse Curated Topics. As the name suggests, it's like a e-library. So once I click on the Browse Curated Topics, it will give me the list of all the topics that we have created. And as you can see on the screen, there is constitutional law, public law, corporate commercial law, intellectual property, arbitration, taxation, environment, etc. So from among these, if I want to just see the details of, say, corporate and commercial law, under corporate and commercial law, what all comes in. So you will find topics like e-commerce, aviation, banking, security law, and insolvency and bankruptcy. All these topics come under the corporate and commercial, as you can see on the left-hand column over here. Right now, when I select a specific topic under this corporate and commercial law, you will get to see the entire gamut of law. I mean, whether it is the statutory law pertaining to this particular topic, or the case law, or maybe any notification circular, or maybe any bills or articles So all these will be clubbed together at one place. So the information is curated for you. Let's take the example of competition law. Under that, now you can see it has the statutory law, the rules, regulations, notifications, case laws, articles, etc. Let's start with the statutory law. Now, once I click on statutory law, it will give me the Principal Act. That is the Competition Act over here. Apart from the Competition Act, you are also seeing various other sections from different acts, like Companies Act, Section 230, 410, Schedule 5. Followed by that, we have Electricity Act, 23. 61, 60, 160, and so on and so forth. Followed by that, we have insolvency and bankruptcy section, a couple of sections over there. Then Motor Vehicles Act, 66A, 67, and Petroleum and Natural Gas, Prasar Bharati, RERA, TRI. So all these are linked to Competition Act. So everything has been clubbed over here for you. Same goes the case with rules and regulations. You will have the appellate tribunal as well as the Competition Commission of India rules and regulations made available to you over here. Then we have the notifications from the ministry as well as the case laws. Now, when we come to the case laws, you will find only a handful of judgments over here since they are handpicked by our editorial, and the most apt ones are kept over here. So if I click on any one of the titles, like the latest among this list, we have this Competition Commission of India versus Bharti Airtel. So you get to see the one on corporate and commercial law, this judgment on the right hand column.
But Mr. Raina, are you saying that on the topic of competition law,
yeah,
these 15-20 judgments are the only judgment that you have in the software?
No, these are not the only ones. They are select few, the curated ones from our editorial.
The handpicked ones, like which have changed the fate of this topic.
Correct, absolutely.
But in case if anyone wants to see all the judgments on competition law, is that do you have a feature,
yes,
or like a piece for that?
We have a feature. Yes, of course, we have a feature of in the research section, which will tell later on. So let me just show you one more option over here, like one indicator here in this two judges bench. Just say AK3's names in bold. So that identifies or that denotes that this particular judgment has authored this. A judge has authored this judgment among the two. All right. So let's move back to the dashboard and how to get back to the main menu. You have these three lines over here, the topmost icon over here. You click once, you get back to the dashboard. From any screen, you can just switch on to the dashboard. Now, apart from this, there are a few more features or options which we would like to go show you, but we'll pick that later. Let's move on to the research section, which is important because you have to do your legal research primarily under this section most of the time. Let's use this first option here, word search. As Chetan had rightly pointed out, if I want to know, the entire data on, say, corporate and commercial law, so I can use this word search and enter corporate and commercial law, and it will give me the entire, judgments.
I think your topic was competition law.
Yes, competition law. Right.
So can you see judgments on competition law? All judgments on competition law.
Sure. So what we'll do, simply we'll key in competition law over here like this, and then I can just start with the search. Now you will notice that I'll get results. There will be a huge number of results pertaining to competition law, but there will be occasions where competition and law are mentioned in separate at separate places or paragraphs also. So if I see here, it shows 24,851 results. Right now, let me just go back to the word search and reframe this query. I'll just add one thing over here. I'll just take the previous search again, pull it back, and then instead of simply typing competition law, I'll just put double inverted commas in between this these two words, so that it is searched as a single word. Now, once the results are there, you will see that there is a significant now difference in the results. So I am getting 1276 on competition law results. Now, From here, if I want to see only the Supreme Court judgments, right now I am seeing the entire result list comprises of 1276, which has the digest notes, the law points in 86 number. Then we also have judgments. If I expand it, it shows me the bifurcation, Supreme Court 28, High Courts 32, foreign cases, so on, and so on and so forth, like other databases like acts, bills, notifications, etc. So if I want to only view Supreme Court judgments, so what I'll do is I'll just click on this only. Wherever I move my cursor, this only follows. So I'll click on only while I'm at it at Supreme Court. So obviously it will now show me only 28 judgments in the second column where it is being displayed. Now from here, if I want to arrange it in a date-wise order, I want the latest one to be on top. So what I'll do is I'll use this sort by option in the second column. Here you will find various options like oldest first, latest first, smallest quorum strength first, or largest quorum strength first. So let me choose latest first. Thereby, the software will sort it out and give me the latest one on top pertaining to competition law. Right. So we can do the filtering, we can do the sorting in SCC like this. Let me move back to the this dashboard and move back to the word search. Apart from the simple searches, what I can do is I can also do search within search up to 6 levels. Right. So how to do that? And in fact, I need not enter the entire query in a single shot.
But why is that, Mr. Raina? Why can't we just type everything like we do it on Google?
Yes, we can. I'm not saying we cannot. We can. That we get. It will not have the kind of accuracy that we will get with the keywords, main keywords when we key in, when we break the sentence into main law points or keywords. This way, I'll get more precise results. I'm not saying I'll not get results, but I'll get a mix of maybe.
What is the query that we have for this?
As far as the sentence search is concerned, it's a descriptive kind of a query. There was one quote mentioned in a judgment of Bombay High Court judgment by a foreign judge, where he had talked about something on discipline versus indiscipline. He had given this this kind of a proverb or something like that. But
is that a sub search option that you're giving?
No, this is not in the sub search. This is a sentence
search. No. So let's do sub search first, and then we can.
Let's do the sub search. Like I was looking for something on right to health of people who are below poverty line, or maybe of a particular section of the society, like tribal or something. So again, I need not go through the entire description. So I'll just break it into main keywords. So first one was right to health. So I'll keep it like this, enter right to health, and put it in double inverted so that it searches a single word. Then I'll start the search. Now, subsequently, the result that we'll get, the all results and the result list that we'll see. In that, there is an option in the just above the first column, that is known as search within search. And in that search within search, we'll further narrow it down with the next query, which will search within these results only, not in the entire databases.
So basically, you're saying that if I just put all these queries rather than in one sentence versus in sub searches, I'll get a better result in sub searches.
Correct.
Okay.
We should break a descriptive query or lengthy query in small
I think
bits.
what we are trying to say is to everyone, see, you can write everything. So I'll give you while I think Mr. Raina's internet is running low on energy right now. So before, in the meantime, Mr. Raina, you will feed his internet.
I'll just refresh it.
So what we can do is, see, a lot of times we search for something like let's break it into a very, very simple one. Like I said, it's a basic session today, so we'll not get into advanced. Let's talk about, in case you want to see judgments on compensation, right? and you want to see compensation that has resulted because of some motor accident, right? So you have two ways to go through it. You can just write compensation space motor accident, and motor accident, because there are two words, you'll put double quotes. We've already learned what Mr. Anna said. Now, once you do that search, we will get the final result straight away, right? Which will have compensation and which will have motor accident cases. But now let's suppose I want to change my mind and say, Mr. Anna spelling, right key. I want to change my mind and say I want to see judgments on compensation not from motor accident but from medical negligence. That some doctor did some negligence, and because of which that he will be, now the claim has been put in. Now, in this scenario, you would have to go back and start your search. But if you would have done the sub search option, that you search for first for compensation, and then did a sub search for motor accident, all you had to do was, just go one step back, which means that exclude the results for motor accident and come back to compensation, and then do a sub search for the next word, that is medical negligence. So that's what Mr. Raina is doing right now. Right to health and
then
below poverty line.
Poverty line, that is the segment that I'm looking at, and then I'll start the search. So it will search within those 977 results and give me the final results over here. And from here, if I want, I can go up to 6 levels. I can keep on narrowing it down. Like I'm looking for a particular segment like tribal, so I'll start the search and it will now further narrow it down. In between, if I want to make it not below poverty line, I want to make some modifications. I do not need to reframe the entire steps. I mean, redo the entire steps. I can just remove the second step over here by clicking on that cross button. And then instead of say below poverty line, I want to see for universal what is the right to health over here.
See, what is happening right now is that you can go back and forth without leaving the screen.
Correct.
And even if you don't want any of this, you just want to see right to health, you can cross out universal and tribal. So it will just come back to the original search. This is called as breadcrumb feature, and this is important for all the research people like Mr. Raina and I. We've been doing research from past almost 9-10 years now, and a lot of times when you're doing research, it's not it's not a fixed thing in your mind that okay, only with these words I'll search. No, research always means that you will try and do a hit and trial method. You try with one word, it doesn't come, you look for other synonyms of that particular word and you try to twist the search with that particular word, and then you start a search again. So with this sub searches, you don't have to go like completely back. You can just go back and forth here itself, right, Mr.
So yeah, absolutely, Chetan. So here we have understood well this breadcrumb feature as well as the search within search options. Apart from that, as we were discussing earlier about that judgment of Bombay High Court, again, it is a descriptive kind of a sentence that the judge had pronounced there or mentioned there in the judgment, and we want to search for that. And it goes something like this, that I cannot define an elephant, but I do recognize one when I see one. Something like this he had mentioned. So again, if I enter everything like I cannot, believe me, 99%, I mean, it could be 100 also, that I will be there in the judgment, everywhere appearing. So the software will go through the entire lakhs of judgments, picking those words individually also, and combined also, and give me the results. Now the results will be so many that it will be like searching for a needle in a haystack. So to overcome that, instead of keying in I cannot define elephant or something like that, I'll just focus on the main keywords. So first keyword is elephant. So let me do away with I cannot define. So elephant is one. Maybe define is also important. So I cannot define an elephant, but I do recognize one when I see one. I'll just break it into 3 main keywords over here instead of the entire sentence. And if I start the search, of course I'll get the results, but to get the accuracy, I'll need them in a vicinity or in a nearby area or in a sentence. It's called a proximity search. So to help us in that, we have these operators by the name Boolean operators. Here I'll use this near operator, which is a Boolean operator, and let's see what it does. What it will do is it will search for these two correlating words in the nearby vicinity. And how near, how much nearby? If you scroll down, it shows near means 10 words range. So automatically all these three words should appear within a vicinity of 10 to 20 words. That means I am looking for these in they're framing the sentence. They're part of the sentence. Right now, I click on the start search, and you'll be surprised that there will be only a few judgments, of course, while I keyed in this query, and the first one itself will give me the kind of result that I was looking for. So it's a Bombay High Court judgment 45. I click on this third column, it shows me the text of the judgment. I click on this go to next highlight, it will jump to that particular line where these words are appearing. So I am not now worried about the sentence formation. Maybe there could be a word here and there. I'm not worried about that because I have focused on the crux, that is define elephant and see. So I get this here where it says, as Curtin LJ said on another occasion, I cannot define an elephant, but I do recognize one when I see. So this is the function of near operator that has been understood. And apart from the near operator, we also have not and or operator. These two also are having their own significance. Like if I'm looking for something which is sounds similar or maybe has the same meaning, right? So I'm looking for was looking for a judgment where the discussion was about the cancellation of appointment of employees who are either temporary, casual, or maybe seasonal or ad hoc. So all these 3-4 categories that I've just mentioned mean one and the same thing. But I want to search for judgments on either of these. So for that, what I'll do is I'll type the type of employees over here. Like first was temporary, then I had mentioned casual, then ad hoc or maybe seasonal. Now all these three are there. Ad hoc being the phrase, I'll put it in double inverted commas. And if I start the search, definitely I'll get the results, but it will give me only and only those judgments where all the three three subjects are mentioned, or these three topics are mentioned in the judgment. Three types are mentioned, but I want either of them. So for that, I'll use the or operator, which is again in caps lock in between these three different categories. Now, the moment I click on the start search, it will give me now judgment. The software will search internally, not once, twice, thrice, 4 times. First time it will look for all of them. Second time it could really look for either of them, either a combination of 2 or either a combination of 3 or in between, what all will be there. So all of them, I'm not missing on any of the topics which I had mentioned over here. So thereby I'll get the entire results from that. So that is how this OR operator functions. And at times when you do a research, you find that one particular subtopic is of not my relevance. So what I want to keep this away from the main results when I frame a query or when I do a research. So in this case, for example, I'm looking for judgments on compensation, right? But I am not looking for judgments on, say, due to medical negligence. So I can key in medical negligence. So what all after not I am typing in, that will be excluded from the results, right? So if I'm not looking for medical negligence, I'm not looking for motor accident, I can put multiple times this operator. I'm not looking for land acquisition, something like that. I can frame, and then when I do this search, it will give me judgments on compensation, but minus the 3 that I had keyed in after not. So that these are all the Boolean operators that we have. Let me move back to the dashboard. Yes, of course, apart from the word search, there are so many other tools with which we can do the research. Let me go to the last option over here, that is words and phrases. Now in words and phrases, it's as the name suggests, it's just like a legal thesaurus. But these all definitions are taken from the case laws, from the judgments, from the statutory law. So what all illegal word or phrases for which you are looking for the definition, you just key in over here. So post that, let's suppose say take the example of bail, it will give me the text of that when I click on the show button in the bottom window. And here I can see the statutory law definition over here on bail. Apart from that, when I scroll down, it's also mentioning a definition from A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras, AIR. Another version of on bail definition in Vaman Narayan Ghia versus State of Rajasthan. Then again, if I scroll down further, it's showing a third one also, Deepak Subhash Chandra Mehta versus CBI. Followed by that, you also get to see this square in the square bracket what. That's the UK dictionary over here. So you get to see the definition of bond in Wharton also, Wharton dictionary also. So this is words and phrases for you. Now coming back to the dashboard, apart from the search and word phrases, you have these many other options which we'll discuss. Find by topic is somewhat similar to word search, wherein word search will do the key in the things, but here you have a ready-made index of topics alphabetically available over here. And the best part is under these topics, what all law topic you are looking for, you can, if you are not able to scroll and view it over here, maybe it's hidden in some other under some particular topic or title, you can go to this find by topic field over here and key in the one you're looking for. The software will automatically provide you the main topics, and under those topics you can see, like for example in this case gratuity, that it's under labor law as well as the service law that you are able to view. And from here, if you see on the bottom there is a go button. If you click on that, it will just show me the digest notes of the law points. But if I want to see the judgments or the full text also, then I can click on the alternate radio button, that is search everywhere, which will search for this particular topic in the entire database. So that is find by topic. Now followed by that, we have this option of find by party name. Now in find by party name, there are two sections wherein you can search on the basis of a party name if you have, or at times you have not the actual party name but the famous case name. These famous case names are the ones which are made famous by the media hype. So if you must be remembering like Sabarimala, Triple Talaq, or Ayodhya, or maybe Bombay Blast case, first judge's case, second judge's case, so many are there. The moment I key in, say for example Sabarimala, it gives me a suggestion. You're looking for this women entry in Sabarimala. Yes, I select this. I click on find case, and it will now, the software will now decode and give me the actual party, which is Young Indian Young Lawyers Association versus State of Kerala, with this citation. So this is one way of finding the famous case names. The other one, the traditional one, is search by party name. So here you'll have to first select the jurisdiction. Now in this case, if you're not remembering the jurisdiction, you can select all jurisdiction. Otherwise, if you are specific, you can select that, whether it's Supreme Court or High Court, and then followed by that, you can type in the party name. So if I'm looking for, say, this judgment of Shivakant Shukla versus ADM Jabalpur. So respondent was Shivakant Shukla, so I'll key in the respondent first. So irrespective of which is typed in first, it will pick the judgments for you versus ADM Jabalpur. And in between, I'm not keying in versus or V dot, right? So both the party names, you can straight away, type them one after the other, followed by space, and then click on find case. This way it will give you the unique citation over here on the bottom window. From here, you just double click on the citation, and now it will open the judgment. Now, while we are seeing the judgment, apart from the judgment, as we told you that the USP is the digest notes. So various law points are there. You can see 67 of them.
Rajesh sir, I have a question. Can I interrupt? I'm sorry.
Sure. No. Yes.
Yeah. So my question is that sometimes you may have certain names, for example, surnames, where the spellings differ. For example, you may have Nair, which is spelled as Nair, and then you may also have Nair, which is Nayar.
Correct.
So we are not sure about the exact spelling. Is there any option in SCC Online where we can probably include all these?
See, there are a few couple of methods, but the best part is as I was showing you this example, wherein I put both the party names. See, what happens over here is that either by appellant or respondent, or you can have.
Mr. Rana, we're talking about she's talking about a spelling now. So just let's go back. Miss Anu, right? So what you can do is considering that I'll take your example. Anji?
You can use the word search for this.
Yeah. No, word search. Go for party name. Find the party name. Find the party name. We'll take the same example. Okay, Nair, right? So first of all, ma'am, do you know that is it a Supreme Court judgment or a High Court judgment?
See, I am being very random. So it could be a case that you may read a blog, and we all know that a lot of time blogs are not substantiated. Like they will not give you the complete name or the citation.
Understood.
They may even have spelled it wrong.
Understood. So what we'll do is we'll take all jurisdiction in this. All jurisdiction means that all the courts would be searched for this name, right? Okay. And now the name is Nair. So first write the first spelling, Mr. Raina. Nair. IR. And the other one is space NAYR, right?
Yeah, NAYAR.
YAR, right? So now these are two spellings that you have. Now what we do is there is an option of question mark that we can use. So wherever that you have a option, that dilemma that this spelling is this or this. So what you can do is you can put question mark. There are two ones over here, Mr. Raina, one other, and this R, and start search. And more on than this, like Mr. Raina was saying, I'll just add to it that the other party name, because only Nair would not be the party name that you would have. Because in that case, you'll be too much of result, like if you can see, right? So you give her another name over here and then give it to. I'll give you a better example because something that I have in my mind. Chaudhary is a name which is very spelled 3-4 different spellings, right? Mr. Raina, just write CH. Now it can be AU, OU, OW. So put a question mark, DH, U, and it can be RY, right, R, and can be RY, can be RI. So put a question mark over here, right? And now do a start search. Now see, even now it will give me a 2-minute result, but Chaudhary is a very common name.
Yeah.
So now the point comes in that you have to also put the, now see, now I'm trying to do one thing, just say only Supreme Court. It will just bring down some numbers because you just have to give an example. So let's, just for example's sake, we can just say Supreme Court because then it will bring some number down so we can make a head and tail out of it. Now with this, now if you see it says Abdul Hamid Chaudhary and Nani Gopal Swami. Now if you would have written just Chaudhary and in the space, just write Nani next to Chaudhary. And start search. There you go.
All right.
So
okay.
this,
so sir, do you mean to say that? Okay, I'm sorry. You can go ahead.
No, so this way you can just look for the different spellings. However, in this, the example that you gave us, the example that I gave you, it had all the different spellings of Chaudhary had same number of letters, right?
Okay.
But the one that you gave us, Nair and Nair, one had 4 words, another one had 5 words.
Yes, sir.
So in that scenario, the question mark will be difficult to put because then you will be putting question mark at 2 places or at 1 place. That will be a question. So in those scenarios, we will go back to the word search.
Okay, that will likely yield better, more specific results.
Yeah, in the word search, we can put this or this.
Or this, yeah.
So we'll take that example once we go back. I think we'll just continue with the example right now, the one that we are showing idiom, and then we'll come back to the word search and then take it from there.
Yeah.
Okay. So just for my clarity, sir, every letter that we are not sure about the spelling will be replaced by a question mark. So if there are 2 letters that I'm confused about, I'll put 2 question marks at the place where. Okay.
Where you have whichever letter is giving you you have a doubt about, replace it with question mark.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Right. So let's come back to this ADM Jabalpur versus Shivakant Shukla, and you can see that there are 67 digest notes as well as one judgment. Now in the second column in the result list, you will see these labels like J, which denotes that this is the full text judgment, and 5 is the quorum strength. D stands for the digest note, and 5 is the quorum strength, and so on and so forth. Now, at any point of time, there will be few law points maybe in some judgments which are overruled. Not the entire judgments, remember this thing in Supreme Court, not the entire judgment, but only a few law points are overruled. Now, I want to know these overruled law points. For that, what is the quickest way to get those? In the search within search results, you type in overruled and start the search. And the software will do what? It will now search within.
Mr. Raina, I think mute yourself once. I think okay, I have muted you. Just unmute yourself again. I think there was some problem with your audio.
Now, is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Oh, great. So I'm just typing overruled in the search within search results, and I'll start the search. Now, what will happen that it will now pull out all the overruled law points. In the result list, as you can see, there are now, it's mentioning 17. Of course, the judgment is the first one. And the second digest note that you see over here, there is an additional label of a red in the form of a red circle with an exclamation mark. So that means that this particular law point has been overruled. Similarly, you will see point number 3 doesn't have an overruled law point, but overruled word is appearing. That's why it has come up here in the result list. And then point number 4, 5, 6, all of these are overruled law points. Now let's open up one like the one on Article 21, nature and scope. Here you can see it's mentioned as per Justice Beg, his opinion on Article 21, nature and scope, then Justice Chandrachud, Justice Bhagwati's, and of course, it's also mentioning the dissenting, opinion of Justice Khanna over here. And then when I scroll down, it's also mentioning in which judgment it has been overruled. It has been overruled in case quotation. And of course, there are various other law points. So each and every law point will discuss about that particular law point, of course, and it will also tell me what all is the treatment on that particular law point, whether this law point has been, in the judgment, whether it has been, followed or relied upon. I'll just come to that by clicking on this case reference. Say, for example, I'll click on this. Now, this 1976 judgment, its precedents I'll be able to see now, before 76 and after 76 also. So you can see 429 results are there and 68 digest notes followed by 251 judgments. So the first one over here is the 1950 judgment, and where it is this it's mentioned on the bottom. See more fully ADM Jabalpur versus on this particular Article 21. Similarly, if you go ahead and go for another law point over here, like arbiter dicta, presidential value of reiterated. So again, here you will see that this has been relied on. So whether it is relied on, whether distinguished or followed or merely cited, all these treatments will be also key inputs will be also available to you in SCC. Now, let me just move back to the dashboard. Of course, apart from the find by party name, we have this citations search. Now here you will get to see 200 plus citations of leading publishers, and we have tied up with the various publishers. That's why we are providing the true print, which we discussed in the data coverage section earlier in the beginning. So we have tied up with ILR for 9-10 states. We have tied up with Maharashtra Law Journal for Maharashtra, then MP Law Journal. Similarly, Delhi, we have DRJ and so on and so forth. So you can see the list of entire publishers' citations available over here. So suppose if I have an AIR citation, I can just type AIR over here, select the type, the Supreme Court series I want, and here I'll enter the year. Followed by that, it will automatically give me the index of pages. So I'll select the first one and click on get citation. Thereby, I'll be able to view this as citation judgment. But then when you see the judgment on top, it's mentioned as SCC citation, right? But how we reached here, I'll just show you. In the digest note, I'll just go to the bottom where it is mentioned the party name. Here you can see, apart from this SCC citation, there are equivalent citations in the form of SCC Criminal Law Journal, ECRN, on occasion, and AR 2010, SC1. That's how we reached here. So we've got all the cross citations also, equivalent citations for you. Apart from that, we've also done some extra work in some landmark judgments. I'll just showcase one over here. That is 1993 judgment on Supreme Court Advocates on Record Association versus Union of India, and SP versus Union of India. It's pertaining to the appointment of judges, High Court judges now. So let's see the judgment over here. It starts with the digest notes or the head notes over here, and in those head notes you will also see these act as well as the articles mentioned over here. These are all hyperlinked. If suppose I Constitution of India Article 32 I want to read right away, so I'll click on that and the hyperlink will open a new page and I'll be able to view Article 32 or read over here. I close this, I'm back to the original judgment. From here I'll just scroll and I'll see the scheme of head notes and this head note start. Now from in every summary part or in each catch note, you will find these para numbers. So these are para numbers of the actual judgment. So the gist part is mentioned here, but if you want to view the entire para, you can click on this 433 and you will be, taken to that particular para. Similarly, you will find these para numbers embedded on each and every, summary para over here. So this goes on for a few hundred pages, and then followed by that, you will also find these blue colored highlighted portions. This is actually the summary of argument, actual summary of argument that happened in the court. That has also been provided in these specific judgments. And then from some page 500 or so, the actual judgment starts. So you can see the kind of input you will get apart from the judgment that is there. Now let me just move back to the dashboard. Apart from this find by citation, we also have this find case law by section. In the find case law by section, you will simply enter the act name, whether it's a penal code or a contract act. You need not put Indian because Indian was so common, it was giving a huge list. So I can straight away start with the principal act name. So contract act I have entered over here, and I get to see the results. I get to see the section list over here. Suppose I take this section 17 of Contract Act, I click on the go button, and it will now show me the judgments as well as digest notes, etc. On the next screen that will appear. So this is how we can search by act or act and section. Now let library section over here. We had seen browse curated topics. We can also see the latest judgments by court. Let's move to the browse acts and rules. Now in browse acts and rules, you'll be able to view all the Constitution of India as well as the central acts and then state acts and notifications. But in central acts, you will find that we have done some extra work over here. Let's say contract act itself over here. And you'll get to see the bare act over here on the right hand screen. From here, if I while I'm browsing the bare act, I'll be seeing these blue colored highlighted portions. Now, what are these? These are all embedded, what you can say, commentaries by our editorial, and it has the most important judgment has been handpicked and kept over here for you. As far as forfeiture of earnest money is concerned, so NTPC was, and you can click on this hyperlink citation, it will open in the new window for you. And similarly, you will find for conditional offer, sub silentio, acceptance or offer and acceptance, information of contract, by option, most important citations are embedded. And that we have done in the entire central acts.
This will be helpful for when you're learning, when you're going through a particular act, for that matter of contract act in this scenario, in this example. Right. While you're reading it, you're reading the theory. With these, snippets. Now, if you see, it's a quasi contract. Something is written over there about quasi contract, right? And then you say implied term. I say the term necessary to give effect to the contract can be implied, and this is the party name. Now, this is not the Bayer Act language; it's the judgment language. So you get reading what is written in the judgment, and then you can also, when you click on the citation, you will see how this particular, act or this particular point of the act was, taken or was used in a practical world. So that's how, when you're learning a new act, this helps you much better way. This is something similar to what we showed in the starting about browse curate topics. Curate topic was on one topic; it was so many judgments, but this one is 1, 2, or 3. Whatever judgment that we think is important or on that point of law is given away. Mr. Rana, I think we should get going with this because we have Hein and then
we have very less time left. So here I'll not go through these save and mail. You can explore, self-explore. There is a true print as well as non-true print option. True print is the exact replica or photocopy of the.
Let's have a look at the true print first. Let's have a true print copy.
Yeah, I'll just click on the true print, and let's see from page number 300 to say 302. I'll pick 2-3 pages. I click on the print, and now it will convert into a PDF. And then let's see how it looks. Yeah, it's opening up. So you'll find that this particular judgment, as it was printed in the print form, the same paragraphing, pagination, everything will be retained over here because it's exact photo or picture of the original print that we have in our library. So while it's opening, it's taking a while. Yeah, it should be opening. Yes, it has. So you can see here from page number 300 mentioned, and let's see how it looks like. It looks exactly the same. From page number 300 at the bottom, it starts. So the previous judgment is appearing in the entire page 300 almost. And that is how it was in the original print. And then followed by that, the second page, some portions highlighted and all. The same thing is retained, or it's exact replica. So that's what is the true print. Apart from that, I can mail it across, share a link, as well as I can also copy paste a particular paragraph. I mean, here I cannot just simply manually highlight and Control-C, Control-V. I cannot do, because this is a true print, and each true print judgment has these notepad icons available. Apart from the para number, it starts with it has in the beginning this notepad. If I double click on that notepad, what happens is that it will open this in a new window, para number 2. It will get extracted from here. I can mail it across. I can copy it and paste it in my draft. Similarly, if I have multiple paras to copy, I can copy multiple paras at 10 at one go. By single click, the green tick will appear in each of these paras. Followed by that, I'll click on this smart copy option. When I click on smart copy option, it will open it in a new window, and it will also show me the source, the citation, etc. for each and every para. From here, I can pick up all the manually the lines I want to copy and paste, or maybe in entirety I can mail it across or copy and paste it in my draft. So that is how we can use the copy paste feature over here. Similarly, I can also save these judgments. Of course, there's a save button, but if I have similar type of documents, maybe an article or maybe a tribunal judgment or a high court judgment, so different documents, I want to save it in the same folder. For that, I'll click on the add to my SCC Online folder. There's an option here. Let's once one particular judgment I'll open, just quickly show you, because we're left with little time. So I'll just click on this, and I'll click on this icon. First, I can add to my SCC Online folder, and by default it shows my folder. I'll click on change folder and change this folder, and click on new folder. A new folder gets created, and give it a name. So I think it was the name of your institute, and then file. I press enter. I click on select folder, and it gets now selected, shown over here. I click on OK. This is how I create once, and then I click on OK, and the document gets successfully added into this. Then I follow it with the High Court judgment. Click on only. Click again on the add to my SCC Online folder, and this time the folder is already selected. I click on OK, and the second folder goes in. Same way we can do different additions. Now, how to retrieve it? Just adjacent to the dashboard, there is a My SCC Online icon. You go to this View folders under My Folders, and in this it will show me entire list of all the folders that I have created, and the latest one that I had created gets displayed in the result list. Both documents are there. Suppose I want to prepare a case compilation of this. How can I go about? I can simply select checkbox, select all of them. Then adjacent there is an action button, and in the action button I choose this create case compilation. The moment I click on create case compilation, it will show me the titles over here. And after that, I can move up and down and then click on create. Now all these get created on the cloud, on the SCC Online web server, but access will be only through your ID. Now, once I click on, while we are talking, in the background, the compilation is being prepared. And you'll get to see two sections over here. First is the table of contents, which is automatically now shown on the third column. And the pagination has been done automatically by the software in the background. So page number 1 to 3, the first document, and from page 4 to 6, the second document. Now I can make some changes if I want in the table of contents. I want to add a remark or two. I can do that, make it bold, highlight, whatever. And then I'll click on save button to save this. Followed by that, in the second column, I'll click on the pages, and both the documents pages now will be displayed on the third column. They will have the same pagination and paragraphing, pagination as we had in the table of contents, as we had seen in the table of contents. So from page number 1 till 3, the first document, and from 4 to 6, the second document. From here, the last step is to just click on download arrows in the table of contents as well as pages option. And this will get downloaded into your My Downloads folder. From there, you can just simply take a print and present it maybe in your moot court competition, or later on in your professional career also in the court. So this is how the case compilation can be done. So I think I'll now quickly move on to the other section that we have, that is HeinOnline.
We'll take the questions. We'll take the questions collectively. No, we'll take the questions collectively because considering the time is limited. We will get on the HeinOnline. Now, for the HeinOnline purposes, there's the remote access is not required. We have given a specific ID and passwords. So I think there's Nayak ma'am that we have. I think we have shared the number, shared the IDs with her. Sapna ma'am, we can share the same email with you.
With whom you have shared the ID password?
I think we talked to
It's Ms. Vidya Naik.
Vidya Naik ma'am.
Okay.
So what we have done is there's a ID and password, which is multi-user ID and password. So not only one student can log in with the ID password, multiple students can log in at the same time. So we'll quickly have a look at it. Mr. Raina, can you have a look at the login page first? Yes. So we go to HeinOnline.org. That's the we can open it to a different one otherwise. Sorry. So we go to HeinOnline.org. That's the page that comes in, and you log in and you put in your ID. That will be shared by the faculty members. You click on login and you'll get the access to this. So like this. Now this is the software. Now we'll just quickly go through it. Mr. Raina, just keep it simple because I think the methodology that we have learned in SCC is the same over here. So we'll quickly go through it.
The purpose of this search engine is to find documents in form of journals. We have 3,000 plus law journals across the world. Here we have a pocket of I think 150 leading law journals across the world. So which includes the Duke University, the Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge, and other various statutes from World Constitution, Philip C. Jessup Moot Court Library as well, and the documents from 220 till date we have in this particular database. So here you can see here it's a very simple one single screen over here which says search for a term, title, author, or citation. So all in one. It doesn't have different tabs. So you can just simply either enter the title or the if you're looking for an article by a particular author, the name of the author, or maybe by the citation. So let's start the search. And as I told you, it is as similar to what we had in the SCC. So I'm looking for, say, this employment equality. So I'll put this in double inverted commas so that it can be searched as a single word over here. And the moment I do that, I'll click on this citizen search button and I'll get to see all the documents pertaining to employment equality. Now, so, I think I just need to find out what passwords saved. I'll just take a while. So sorry for this, because I have a problem with my password. Just give me a sec.
All good?
No, I think the password I had saved, but it is yet not saved. It just logged out.
It was just working right now.
It was working, but it logged out, and after that, I'm trying to log in. It's showing me the previous, password which was changed earlier. So unfortunately, it showed me like this. So while I am just trying to retrieve that password,
check in the meantime.
Yeah, I'll just take a while. I had saved this, but somehow it has saved.
There's so many passwords that we tend to, confuse it up. So it's not a problem. We are using the HeinOnline core, right, over here?
No, I think they have, maybe Ashish might be able to answer this better.
Ashish, do we have Platinum over here? Or
I think he is Platinum, I think.
Okay.
Platinum.
So I can share my screen if there's a problem.
Sure. You go ahead, please.
Yeah,
please.
I'll share my screen and you can take it from there. Wait a sec. There we are. So we were looking at our employment equality, right?
Yes.
So I'll just write.
Yeah, I'd put it in double inverted commas so that it can be searched as that.
Yeah.
So employment equality will give us the results. Of course, we are entering this word. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and start search.
And it will now show me the results, and from various documents, journals, it will give me the results. As you can see over here. So there are 533 results over here, and you can see within this, it's showing me, this sorting by. So in the sorting by, if you see, it's mentioned whether it is by relevance or maybe the criteria. Most important one here in this case is the most cited one. If I want to, view the one which is
which one? Number of times cited. This one.
Yeah, number of times cited. Yeah, that's why, because it increases my interest because it's cited so many times that therefore it must be most important.
And this number also, when we say that number of times cited, so it will be a ascending order, a descending order.
Correct.
So if you see, it says cited by 445 articles, cited by 6 cases. So now if we go down, it's been done. This one is cited by 354 articles. So this is the hierarchy. Yeah.
This hierarchy, and from here I can just again further segregate it. On the left hand side, I can refine my search. It says mentioned by date wise. You can go by a decade of from 10 to 2015, 16 to till date. It is mentioned over here. Then again, there is a collection of library, and in here I can use. Suppose I want to see only the one which is on say.
Let's take journals.
Let's take journals. That's SCC Online journal.
So this has a lot of other things. So we'll So like we had a Supreme Court and only judgments, only articles, acts, and all in SCC Online. This is the same thing. So if you don't want to see the constitutions, you don't want to see the Philip Jessup library on this topic, you want to see only the journals, click on this.
Then it will further, refine your.
So 533 number will now reduce to 380. There we are.
These are all the various sections or options that we have in the refine your search. Like
I'll just add one more part to it. If you can see, this is a topic on which this particular article has been published. And then you have the Stanford Law Review. That is the journal name. right? On which, what volume, what issue, and all stuff that is citation is given over here. But then this is the two important things that I look for when I do research in HeinOnline, that is subject and topics. So we search for the word employment equality, right? Now, employment equality, do you want to read alongside with philosophy and ethics, health and medicine, law, government and policies, and other topic, abortion, medical ethics, birth and reproduction, death and dying, and others. So now if you see, this particular article is not talking about only about employment equality, but alongside with all these things. If you go further down, the second one talks about employment and labor, gender and sexuality, then talk about family and medical leave, employment, labor, the journal, gender, pregnancy, birth, and all that stuff. If you go further down, this is talking about the constitutional law, the family and medical leave, employment and labor, equal protection. So if you see Fourth Amendment, now in all this, the Fourth Amendment was not there, right? So now whatever combination that you think suits your requirement, before even opening up the article, this topics and subject alongside with the topic that you have searched for makes a lot of, gives you a good perspective of what you're getting into. Mr. Rana.
Yeah, so in here, we can do search within search. As you can see, adjacent to the sort by option, there are certain options. So if there's a search within search option, suppose if for example, we are looking for employment equality in respect of women. So I can click on this search within search and type women over there. And other combinations if I have, let's keep it simple. We have and or not, which we talked about in this SCC Online. The same way you can apply it over there. Then we'll start the search. This way I am doing the refinement, search within search. And now it will now pull out the ones which are discussing about employment equality in respect of women.
Mr. Anna, there's no woman.
It's so strange.
There is something that's strange that you have done with this. Okay.
I don't know. We can.
No worries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Employment equality. Employment inequality should be searched for employment inequalities. Then probably the women will also come into place. Yeah, inequality should be the search for maybe. Okay, so that's one. Where else you want me to go? Go back to the homepage.
Yes, you can go to the homepage.
Yeah.
And of course, we can also search on the basis of there are other categories like apart from the full text, we can search on the basis of a catalog. That is searching.
So everything can be searched from here itself now. So what we can do is that if you just write the word John over here, right? So it will say that you want to search for the title, do you want to search for an author, or this is a citation, or this is a catalog. Now, catalog is a bit different term. I'm sure a lot of people know about it, and there will be handful of people who would have a confusion around this. Catalog means that if you are looking for a subject, right? A subject as in the books. So it's like like you have a book catalogs, that you have publication catalogs, and over there you want to look into it, then this will make sense. But this segregation helps you out. So if you look for author John and start search, it's going to give you only the John as an author, not as a topic or something of that sort. So it just gets the work done. Now, if you see John Hart Ellie, and then everyone is John Hart Ellie is all everywhere. But then he says John C. Coffey Jr. and others, right?
And if you open up again, it will I can copy paste and do all those stuff. When we open a judgment, which we saw in similar fashion which we saw in the SCC Online.
Yeah, I think you should open it. I think we haven't opened any of the document till now. So once you open it, this is so what we were talking about in SCC, that's a true printout. There's the exact copy. So when we used to take a printout, that's when we used to get the exactly photocopy of how the judgment was published. However, in HeinOnline, it's the other way around. So when you're doing a research, you get your first copy gets that get displayed on the screen is the true copy. So now if you can see, this is exactly how it was published in the books. Now, considering that you might want to copy something, you can convert this. Right now, this is a photocopy, so you cannot copy anything. It's an image file. You go over here, text of this page, you click on this, and this gets converted into a text file. And then a simple, the thing that we've been known from ages now, Control-C, Control-V, how it works, that's works over here. Highlight, Control-C, Control-V as much as you want. And if you want to go back to where it was, the way you were looking at it, you can simply go to this image of this picture and you will be back where you started.
So that's how you can use the copy paste feature. And apart from that, we can also find by citation. As we can find by a catalog, we can also find by case log, we can also find by a citation.
Yeah.
We go to home page and I think we can click on this journals and periodicals.
Journal and periodicals.
So,
what are we looking for?
Basically, now we want to cite one citation. We want to pull out one citation. So for that, I'll either have to manually enter the citation over here in the search area.
I think we all got to. I think we are good with it. See, there's one thing. I think like you would have citation of English law. You can simply put an English law citation over here. You will get the results. I think everyone have understood that. If anyone has any question on it, we can talk about it. Let me just quickly finish this up because considering the time is already 5:02 and though we started a bit late, but I think I need to give some time to everyone to have questions. So let me just quickly go through it. Now, if in case you don't want to go through this universal search, you can click on advanced search, right? When you click on advanced search, what happens is your word search comes over here. That means you can search by book title, author, or full text, or you can do a mix match. That you remember the title, you remember the author, and then you remember a word from the particular document. So you can do and, or you can do or, you can do near. All that thing can be done, right? You can do a year-wise thing. Then you can search through catalog. Now this is what I was talking about. Let's suppose you remember the author name, remember the ISSN, ISBN number, which is more of a barcode number. And then on top of it, there's an ISSN number written on it. Every book will have it. Every publication would have it on either on the cover or on the first page or at the back cover. So you can use that. If it's a series you want to be a part of, like SCC is a series, so you can want to see all the series, you can do that. Subject-wise search, you can do that. Now, how is it different? How does catalog search is different from word search? See, this does not talk about the subject. Now, if you want to see something on a particular subject, you can search that particular subject, put it over here, type it the subject, and then that that entire document would be on that particular subject. So it gives you more, area and to get more specific about what your search is. Then citation search, you can put in your citation over here and get your results and all this stuff. So this is the advanced search. However, in case you want to go through the My Library part, like we had in SCC, you have it over here as well. Browse database by name. So you can see Philip Jessup Library. We talked about Philip Jessup. So International Moot Court Committee. So if I click on this, well, all the memorials, all the problems of that particular thing would be given over here. Volume wise, you can have a look at it. Those of you who know about Philip Jessup know the structure is a bit different. So those people can understand why this is kept in the volume part. Doing that, let's go back. There's one more thing before we get into the question answer round. Two things rather. You can look at the English reports. I can click on English reports, full reprints. I can click on that. And I can see all the English reports. So if I can click on this, English, so they are different. Now we know that the Supreme Court of House of Lords has been changed to Supreme Court of UK. Earlier it was House of Lords. If I click on see House of Lords judgments, I want to see Privy Council judgment. I can click on it and it'll start giving me that particular, option. Now there we have it. So depending on what you need, you can get into it. Now those of you who know this is the historical data. Now if you see it's from 1220 to 1867. So historical data is kept over here. Post 1865. Now I'm not saying 1867, 1865 because that's when ICLR, which is now the official reporter of UK judgments, came into existence. And from 1865 till date, the data is kept on SCC Online. So when you combine HeinOnline and SCC Online, you have the English report judgments from 1222 till date. Okay. And a quick last thing, that is World Constitution Illustrated. Now, if I click on this and say browse Constitution by country, Now, I'm sure the Google does a fantastic job in giving you everything over here. However, there are certain things which are important. Like let's take India, because we know the Constitution of India and we can relate to this easily. If I click on India over here, barring just giving you the Constitution of India, it does give you other important information. That's the Constitution and fundamental laws, the draft Constitution of India, the Indian Independence Act, other things, British proclamation in the April 28, all the stuff. Then commentaries and other relevant sources, those are available over here. Then similarly, a bibliography of selected constitutional works, scholarly articles written by editors, all that is given over here. And these are all specific to the Constitution of India, right? This is something similar to what we have done in SCC, that is browse curated topics. This is the same on the same lines, but not on the topic, but on the constitutions of various countries. So that's where you can get to know. However, it does relate to us because the Constitution of India is what is binding on us, and anything and everything information that is relevant to it or related to it will come in handy. So please spend some time on it and you can get going with that. Angie, anything else you would like to come over or cover over here? And otherwise we get into the question.
Most of the features have been covered, so we can open the questions.
Okay, great. So students, everyone, now we can get into the question answer round. Is there any question, irrespective it's on HeinOnline or on SCC, we can take it. So Yash, please.
Yeah, so, yes, sir. So I have an issue regarding the login of SCC Online because the only option I can see is the user login and not the IP login. And I can't even see the register now option in the website.
Yes. Did you join in late a bit, Yash?
Yeah, a little bit late.
Okay, so we talked about this, that there's a remote access feature that has to be implemented. So you'll get to know, you'll get a direction from your management, from your faculty members in a couple of days. So you have to go through that. What we can do is we will be uploading this video on YouTube. So just see the starting 5 minutes of how to register yourself through that particular portal, and you'll get your answer from there.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's move to the next question. Yes, Baswat, please.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Yes, sir. So there was one option in the SCC, which was web edition, where we could find any of the upcoming events organized by different colleges or university. But now I'm not able to find that thing. So can you please help me with that?
Sure. Let me just quickly share the screen again and get going with that. So that was, if I click on SCC, we type in SCC Online, you go to the SCC Online page. Now what we're talking about is this blog, okay? So it used to come in the center earlier. We have revamped our entire website. That's why you don't see it over here anymore. So if you click on blog, it opens up into a different website. And over here, whatever that you're looking for, if you want to see the judgment, the latest judgments brief, what was discussed, you'll see it over here. You want to see what all is coming, in our community, like law school news, the latest moot court things, the calling for papers or seminars or debates and competition. All that is available over here.
So now those things are coming in the blog section, I guess.
Yes, everything is coming in the blog section now. And moreover, you can also now, in case you want to make it some regional specific this entire thing, you can also make it that way. So let's take what? Is Marathi is a part of it or what? No, Marathi is not there. Oh yeah, there has to be Nietzsche. Okay.
Do you have some videos in relation to SCC Online, how to use SCC Online, explore everything? So can you please send me those videos so that I can send those to my students?
I can. What is happening is that we have everything on the YouTube, so I can send you those links. Moreover, for the students, what we have done is within the software, we have made a option within the software wherein they can get all the answers. So if you see this question mark, now this question mark that is giving you two options right now over here. The moment I click on any of the topics, any of the tiles, and then I go over there, let's take public law. Once you get into any of the screen, this question mark will start on giving you more information. Okay. Just
No, I mean the way Prakash had a question in relation to upcoming events and all. So if you have made certain changes into SCC online web page or the dashboard, if you can send me a link of YouTube video itself, I can share it with my students.
Okay, I can do that, but there's nothing that we have made on the website. That what changes have we made, because the website keeps on changing, so we have not really done anything.
Even for new learners, actually, we have our first year students, so they are not they have not seen
I'm
the
just coming to that.
thing.
So what
Yeah.
you do is you can when you're in the website, there's a question mark, and then you come to this view user manual. If I click on this, it'll open up a different website. Now this different website, you can also go directly onto this. That is help.scconline.com. So rather than putting scconline.com straight away, you prefix help.
Okay.
And over here, anything that whatever that we learned today, let's say we talk about near feature. We spoke about the near feature. So if I write the word near over here, it automatically says how to use near Boolean operator. If I click on this, now this will give you a inbuilt, a screenshot and the text of that manual in a manual, and it'll teach you how to use it. Not only that, in case you want to share the basics of SCC Online for the first years, just search over here, just write the word webinar. And these are 7, 8 webinars that we conducted last year around the same time when the lockdown, was affected. So all these webinars, now webinars like advanced search, SCC, how to make SCC online folders, alternate search method, use browse for research, that is all the browse features, alternate search methods, research on the move. This is the how to use application, the iPhone and the Android app. Now, if I click on any of this will open the video here itself. And I can click on it.
Yeah, got it.
So this will, though it says 45 minutes, do not get confused with this 45 minutes, because this 45 minutes also includes 25 minutes of question answer round that we were taking care of, because this was not specific to one university or one institute. This was for everyone. So they were advocates, they were government officials, they were students, faculty members from all over the world who were attending this session. We had around 8,000 people who were attending this webinar on every webinar that we had conducted. So if you go further down, you'll have everything been done within 20-25 minutes, and that will be good enough for you. So you'll understand each and every feature with this feature. So you just search for webinar, and that's how it's gonna be. Take care of all of it. So just I'm gonna copy this particular URL in the chat so that students can also take care of this. And that's one thing. And there's another on the blog one. Students can also go directly to the blog. I'll also mention that link as well. So this is for the help. So that's one. And going for the second one, that is the blog. That's the blog. So there goes the second one. So that's the blog for blog. So anyone who wants to go directly to blog can go through this. Anyone who wants to go to the help and find answers, just remember one thing when you're in the help to all the students. Like we've learned in today's session, like Mr. Anna, made it very, specific, and he was, putting a lot of emphasis on this, that do not write stories, do not write sentences, just write the point of law. That's exactly what we're going to do. So if you want to search for, something like copy, so just write copy. If you want to search for like print, don't write how to print and all stuff. Don't write that. If you want to see folders, just write folders. And you'll get all the options that we have. So how to case compilation, what Mr. Anna told you today. If I click on this, there's a video on it. In case you don't want to see the video, you want to just go through the normal one. So there's how to use compilation feature. It comes over here. And once it loads up, you can see how the compilation feature really works. Now we're in the folders. And then you're clicking over here, and this index appears over here that we just spoken about. And this is a GIF file. So you don't have to really, it's not a screenshot. It's doing something on the screen, giving you hand-on experience right over there. Ma'am.
So if any other person has any question,
Yeah, ma'am, I have a couple of questions. Can I go?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask a couple of questions on behalf of my students also, sir. One thing is, it may be a little off the context of what we had the discussion about, is how do we contribute to SCC blogs, or, when there's a call for paper, when there are issues that SCC prints, journal and all those. So is there any possibility or a link or anything on the portal itself where the students and the faculties can find out if there is any call for papers that SCC is making, or we can contribute on the SCC online blog?
So I'm just mentioning the email address in the chat. That is sccarticles@scconline.com. So this is the email address. You can simply put in your articles. That's one. In case if there are call for papers, which means that we are not asking for papers, it's just a call for papers from other universities and all, like this one. So if you click on call for papers, over here there will be information mentioned right in within this particular information in the particular text, and
no, she only meant to ask about contributing towards SCC Online only.
Then it's simple. Then you just have to use this particular email address, that is sccarticles@scconline.com.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay, my next question is that since you were showing us a lot of historical data and various constitutions of the world that are also present in the SCC online portal, do we also have parliamentary debates or excerpts of parliamentary debates, the Constituent Assembly and all that?
We have the Constituent Assembly debates, but not the parliamentary debates. So Constituent Assembly debates are kept right over there. I can quickly show it to you. So once we come to this browse secondary materials, over here, let's have so you say constitutional documents.
Okay.
And constitutional document, there is a Constituent Assembly debates, and you have all the Constitutional debate 12 volumes, and you also have the index of the conversion table with the conversion table that is mentioned over here.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, sir. Another question. You showed us that we can, we can prepare a table of, an index sort of a thing where if we are referring to different cases, and there's an automatic pagination also that the software does. Is it possible for us to export that table? Like, for example, if my students are preparing for a moot and they're preparing their, list of cases, can we export that entire list where the cases alongside are also exported, and we can probably save it as a PDF or something?
Absolutely, that's the whole purpose of this. So let me just show you the compilation. Mr. Raina, can you just can you share? Actually, there's someone at the door. I'll just go get it. Mr. Raina?
Yes, Chetan, just one.
Yeah, just I'm so sorry. There's someone at the gate.
I'll just while I'm also joining it. Sorry, so the case compilation.
Just give me a moment. I think I'm just done. Just give me a moment.
Yes. Kindly
okay, I'm done. Okay, so answering your question, ma'am, I'm sorry, there was someone at the door and he needed a code from me, and only I could help. So we were talking about this, that we have made a case compilation. So whenever you make a compilation, like now let me show this this thing. One more thing I'll add to this question of yours. Now before, let me answer your first question. So index is here, my document is here, right? That's what we saw. So now if you see, there's a download option over here. I can simply download this, and this will come into a PDF file. And then I can put this as a first file and this as a second file and take a printout. This is all downloadable. And moreover, there's another element I think which we and I think we should mention right now. Before table of contents, one thing is also important. That is mentioning for which case are you putting this compilation. So what you can do is you can enter this out like this, and then put in your entry, whatever the party name is, 1 versus. So this way you can also edit this entire thing and then do a save, and then do the download. Once you download it, like I download it, save and print. So if I want to download it, no, wait a sec. So there it is. It's coming on my machine. I can download it, save it, and I can take a printout from here. And one more thing which I wanted to show it to you. So this one I had, made this this document I made like last year or probably more than before that as well. So there have been some changes in this. Now it can be an act has been updated with some amendment or some document has been updated, whatever it is. If you see, this will give me that information. The following document has been updated since compilation was generated. So there it is also giving me. So if I say regenerate, it'll bring all the new updations that have been done since the time I had made that document. So let me give you another example like this one. So it says Evidence Act has been updated. It can be anything where might be there's some amendment has been brought in, some new law has been amended, or some words has been changed. So all I have to do is say regenerate. It will bring that the second document that we have, it will just get updated again. So it's not only that you made one document 5 years back and nothing is getting updated, whatever it is. So let's suppose you made a document, you made a folder and you added one document into it, that one judgment into it. But now the judgment as on today has been overruled recently. If you come back to that folder and say, I want to take a print, it will simply first say that there have been some changes. You first regenerate. And on the moment you see regenerate, you'll see a red exclamation mark on it saying that it has been overruled. So you're not going to be citing anything which is not updated. I hope that answers your question, ma'am.
Yes, sir. That's an excellent feature. I'm sure that will be helpful for a lot of students and lawyers as well.
Oh, there it is. It's actually meant for the practicing advocates, and the students use it in the moot court competition primarily.
Exactly.
But I think even because we are serving around 14 state judiciaries right now, all the major state judiciaries, Maharashtra, Karnataka, West Bengal, and all, they're all part of it. All the state judicial offices are using SCC Online as their official research tool. Even though they don't use this feature, but they've been talking high volumes about it because now their work gets streamlined when the advocates come in the court and with this kind of preparation and this kind of layout, so they don't have to really they know that the work has been done from a software and there's no manual intervention. So I think it also helps the overall court from the advocate point of view and from the judge's point of view as well.
Definitely, sir. I think that'll be my one last question from my side. I may have missed it in the beginning, so tell me if that feature is there or not. But do we have law lexicon, or probably are the words whenever they appear in the text hyperlinked, so that if I click on the word, it will show me the meaning as it was defined or explained in a decision of the court, like usually, because that's what we want.
So it is not hyperlinked as such. Because this is all the read-only files that we see on the screen. But we have made this our own lexicon over here, that is words and phrases. If I click on this, any word that you're looking for, the legal meaning of a particular word, not like the Google meaning or Oxford Dictionary meaning. I'll give you one example. We have all heard about this name, Bania, right? So it's a caste. Now, if I click on this, in legal world, Bania is not the caste. It's actually from the if you pick up the agriculture cases, this is where it's used most of the time. It's the upper portion of the sugarcane, which is non-millable. Not only this, we talk about this word backward class, right? Now, backward class, what we understand from a Oxford point of view is that anyone who's a low caste, who are untouchables or something of that sort, right?
Yes.
But if we look at the legal meaning of it, it says the word backward class do not mean the same thing as backward caste or backward community. So, and then it also tells you that the entire thing was discussed not in the dictionary or something. It was discussed in a particular case, and the case citation and everything is given over here. And one more thing, let's take most important, like very common word, res judicator, right? Now, wherever this word was defined, either in a judgment or in a legal dictionary. We have a Wharton Dictionary of Law, which I'm sure everyone knows of. So we have embedded the Wharton Dictionary of Law into this software. So it gives you 2-3 sources of information where this particular word would have been defined. One can be a Bail Act, other can be a judgment, and third can be a Wharton Dictionary of Law, the legal dictionary. So if you see, it says the res judicata, the first definition that we see over here is ending here, and this is coming from Ramji Gupta versus Gopikrishnan Agarwal. The second definition, starting from here and going till here, it's a divisional bench of Madras High Court, is coming from another case. But the third one, if you see, it says QB. QB means Queen's Bench, UK judgment. But then at the end, it says what? That means though this particular definition was used in the Queen's Bench judgment, UK judgment, but this definition is not a judge's words. These are taken from the Wharton Dictionary of Law. So it's a legal definition. So this is how we give you the meaning of particular words.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let me just confirm, because I'm just a bit skeptical about this SCC article. Is it articles at SCC Online or SCC article? Let me just quickly get an answer to that. So in the meantime, Mr. Raina can take the questions, and I'm still here. If there is any further question, we can answer it. And let me just get the email address correct once and for all.
I think you can end the session and you can drop in your email ID so that if students have further more questions, they can write to you.
Sure.
I just shared the email ID of Learning Department as well as the toll-free number.
Yes.
So this is, I think Mr. Raina has already done that needful over there. So you can reach out to, this is one email ID, which is not only specific to Mr. Raina, but also to all of us. So you can, okay, I stand corrected. It's not SCC articles, it's articles at scconline.com. So let me just change that one, because I was a bit skeptical about it. So it's articles, wait a second. @SCC scconline.com articles at so this is the okay, there's some spelling mistake. Articles @scconline.com. So it's not SCC article, it's just articles @scconline.com. This is for your reference.
If you can make note of these URLs and the email ID and toll-free number. Anu, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So please save these email IDs and numbers.
Yes, ma'am. I'm doing that.
Thank you.
I'll mention all of this in just one text, so it'll be easier for her to just copy it from here. I put it in one email, one chat, and then it'll be easier for her to pick it up from there. SCC. So
we can have further talks regarding remote access maybe tomorrow or day after. I'll ping you for that.
Sure, ma'am. We'll do that, and I think Ashish will also be a part of it, and then you can take it from there. So Ashish, we'll take this tomorrow, like you've already heard what Sanam is saying, and we'll put this into perspective.
Sure. In the meanwhile, I've already had a word with my lot people also, so we can discuss whatever inputs I have. So we can discuss the next week.
Okay. So we'll do it tomorrow, ma'am. So I'll wait for your.
To leave the meeting, I have an important call coming.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So thank you, everyone. I think this brings us to the end of the session. If there are no further questions, we will conclude the session now. Mr. Raina, I think we have a question. Divya, do you have a question? No.
Yes, I have a couple of questions. So I have a doubt. So any of the ongoing cases or something that have been going on in the past maybe 10, 15 days, month or so, is that updated on SCC Online as in when the verdict comes, or does it like say anything about how like whatever proceeding is going on at the moment, or how does it work for the current cases?
So the way what happens is that once the case reaches finality, only then it makes it to the SCC Online research database. Okay. Because if the case is still pending, right, and you being a future advocate, you know that in probably in the first hearing the case might be in the favor of the first party, but by the time the case reaches finality, the situation changes and the person is who was supposed to be convicted. He has been freed. So putting information once the case is still going on, it's not correct on the legal research software. However, if you want to see that what is the status of what happened on a particular hearing.
So something that's been the status of the case, like some.
So in that particular scenario, what you can do is you can come to SCC blog. So in the blogs, we give you hearing wise for the important cases. So let me search for it. Hearing. I'm just writing the word hearing because it should be hearing 1 and this and that. So you can see those in the case briefs. In the case briefs, we do give you information like this coming over here.
All right.
So you can see what happened in the first hearing, what happened in the second hearing. So this will come in for the landmark judgments, like Ayodhya case and all. There was a lot of, the case was, being heard today, and then, the next date was given after like 4 or 5 days. So we were giving that kind of information for those judgments. So it's taking some time for some reason.
Okay,
but
I got it.
See it over here. You can see it over here.
Sure. Okay. Also, there was one particular section in the SCC Online which spoke about the bills that are introduced in the Parliament by either of the houses, right?
Yeah.
So, are these also updated as in when it it is introduced or verified or given sanction to, or probably converted? When it becomes an act, etc.
So the way what happens is I think answer is somewhat the same.
So as in status, the status remains like we can still look it up, right?
Yeah, we can look it up for a simple fact that once you introduce a particular thing, introduce a bill, right? It is introduced and then that will remain the same. It will not, the introduced part will not change, because once what will change is when it gets passed from one particular house. Right, that's when the changes will come. So what we're giving is we're giving you the first stage, that is the way it was introduced. Then in between the first and the second stage, something took place. That is the parliamentary debates took place, right? So we don't provide you that because that's again, it's never ending. It's not something that is substantial that you can say that okay, this will result into this. So in the second stage, that is when it gets passed from one house, we'll give you that. And then third stage, when it's introduced in Rajya Sabha, and the fourth stage is when it's passed by Rajya Sabha. So let me show it to you. Let me go over here, browse secondary materials. In this, you see bills in Parliament. So you have this categorization: introduced in Lok Sabha, introduced in Rajya Sabha, passed by Lok Sabha, passed by Rajya Sabha. The moment it becomes an act, then it will not come over here. It will simply go to, once it has become an act, that doesn't mean that it's been passed by Rajya Sabha, it will become an act. I hope you know that, right? The assent of the particular person, whosoever the authority is. Once, because a lot of time what happens is the bill gets passed from Rajya Sabha, but the assent goes on pending for a couple of months or whatever reasons. So till time we don't get the assent, we will not put it in the browse acts.
All right, so I think this clarifies the introduced in Lok Sabha and passed by Lok Sabha, etc. Like clarifies my doubt.
Yes, and this is year-wise, so there you can see, if you don't remember the name of it, you can go by this, or if you can, in case you know the name of that particular bill, you can search with this funnel option. So let's take Finance Act. So if I just write Finance, right, an act and start search, so there it is. It says in 2021, the Finance Act was there. So you can also do a search over here, or you can go with the more of a tree structure, one by one. You can open it up and then see it.
Okay, sir. Also, one more question, sir. So in the HeinOnline, does it talk about any of the does it entail like the judgments and verdicts of the ICJ, that is the International Court of Justice, or probably some relation to the UN, or probably international relations or treaties, etc.?
See, all that is available in SCC. You don't have to go to HeinOnline. So if you ICJ, not only for ICJ, for other international jurisdictions and treaties, you have all the information over here. Let's take something like a merger. Okay, I'm gonna take this word merger. I'm not really sure if ICJ has spoken anything on merger or not. I'm taking my taking this risk right now, but let's go to judgments. Once you go to judgments, there's an international courts over here. I'm sure you can see this. In international courts, I click on the plus sign, and let's see which one is the international court. So, okay, merger. There's nothing on under the International Court of Justice on merger, so that's why it's not showing over here. But like you can see, International Criminal Court, there's one judgment on this topic merger. So this is the same way you'll find ICJ or also be made available over here on the topic that on which they discuss. And for the treaties are also kept over here. So you can go through like this, bilateral treaty or multilateral treaty in this way, or you can also go to browse and say browse treaties. So browse treaties are also, all the treaties are kept over here as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Devin. So any other question? Let's go for the next question. Okay. So in case there is no question, so let's just to reiterate what we've learned
today.
So
if you have any further doubts while accessing SCC Online, can we reach out to?
I think Mr. Raina has already mentioned the email address for our department, for the learning department. That is learning@scconline.com. You can see it on my screen now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is the email address, not only for Mr. Raina, not only for me, but for the my entire team. All the trainers that we have in SCC will get this email. So you can either address it to Mr. Raina or me, because we were your trainers. So you can address it to us, or you can just simply write an email to the addressing to the team. So someone will get back to you on the email itself. But I would suggest that whenever you're writing an email, do mention your mobile number in the signature, because sometimes the answer is not possible to give it on the email, and a call is required. So it's better than because if you think that there's something is required over the phone, we'll pick up the phone and we'll talk to you straight away and give you the solution as soon as possible.
All right, so and so it'll be accessible to us in another few days, I'm assuming.
We will, yes, but I think we will have a clarity on that tomorrow. Like you already heard, we have a call with Sapna ma'am. So we will discuss with them.
So the management will intimate that to us.
Yes, the management will, I think, pass on the information to you once everything is in place.
All right, so thank you. Thank you.
So whatever that we learned today, everything was getting recorded, even the question answers. So if you just want to go back and go through this, training session, this video would be made available on YouTube. So you don't have to wait for the link to come to you, and then you can click on the link and search for it. Simply go to SCC Online YouTube channel and search for DY Patil, Ajeenkya DY Patil session. You'll see it over there, or you can go to My Libraries and it should be the latest video. We'll be uploading this video by tomorrow. So, and then you can simply have a look from there and refer it for the future references as well. Okay. So on that thought, Mr. Raina, should we conclude the session now?
Yeah, I think most of the queries have been done with, and we have left with the contacts details also. So the students can get in touch with us at any point of time.
Chalo. Then thank you so much, Mr. Raina, and wonderful session. So thank you to all the students who spare their time and were with us. All the faculty members, thank you so much, Anu ma'am, Sapna ma'am, for helping us coordinate the session. And we will see you soon, probably next month, with an advanced session. So if you need it before that, reach out to your faculty members or reach out to us. Let us know if you need an advanced session. We'll come as and when it's required. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a great session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate this. Raji, let's end the session. I'll end the meeting now.
Yes, Chetan. Thank you.
Okay.